middle powers must act together because if we're not at the table, we're on the menu.
Somewhere Europe has to grow out of the mindset that Europe's problems are the world's problems, but the world's problems are not Europe's problems.
चुन चुन करके हिसाब लेना ये मेरी फितरत है.
Why should it be a problem if I'm smart enough to have multiple options? You should be admiring me.
भारत झुकने वाला भी नहीं.
The rise of India will be determined by India. It will be determined by our strength, not by the mistakes of others.
The old order is not coming back. We shouldn't mourn it. Nostalgia is not a strategy.
Hey, welcome back to my channel. And yes, first of all, I want to apologize that I haven't made any long form video in a while, but I will drop one long form video tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But for now, once again, as you know, what's going on in the Middle East, right? Let's talk about that a little bit, because I have something very interesting to talk about and something interesting to tell you what exactly is going on, the game behind the scenes that's going on. Okay, who is winning, who is losing is what I will tell you. Okay. so in the Middle East, guys, what's going on right now is that there is a guy called Donald Trump who thinks that he's president, he's won 3 terms or all that blah blah blah, is planning to run for 4th term too. And he goes back and forth that today I'm gonna attack Iran, the next day I don't plan on attacking Iran, and then sometimes something. Basically, he has no clue what's going on, what to do. All in all, in his latest charade, what he is saying is that President Trump is saying that he has cancelled US attack on Iran, and that the parameters of the deal have been agreed to. And this is his new theory, that somehow Iran will have a change of heart, and somehow Iran is going to agree to his deal, and deal will include a total reopening of Strait of Hormuz. I mean, Strait of Hormuz was already open. Why would you go and attack Iran at the request of Israel and whatnot? I mean, why would you do that in the first place? When you don't have any entry, exit, and exit plan, then entry plan or the exit plan, you don't have all that, then what do you expect to happen? Anyways, so let's talk about that, and let me first of all share my screen. Okay, this is my X. Please do go and follow its emerging order. All right, so here's what he's saying. The US is locked and loaded and ready to go against the Islamic Republic of Iran at levels of military terror, strength, and power not seen since World War II. I mean, look at the exaggeration. He should be a writer. Despite this, we have just been asked by Iran. I'm gonna get to it, okay? And the other Middle Eastern countries to hold off any attack, in that the parameters of a deal has been agreed to. This would include the immediate, complete, and total reopening of the Hormuz Strait and an end to Iran's nuclear threat. Based on this request, I have agreed for the future benefit of the world. Likewise, the survival of a successful and prosperous Iran, to cancel the attack, subject to being able to rapidly make a deal. The country of Israel joins me in this commitment. Get to work, everybody, and get it done. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Blah, blah, and blah. All right, so let's get to the point. All right, you guys ready? Alright, here's what happened, I'll tell you. I'm not gonna drag this video for too long, just hear me out. First of all, here's how when this truth post is saying that we have been asked by Iran. The reality of this whole thing that asked by Iran is this. Iran's foreign minister Abbas Arachi, he made calls to all the mediators that are right now, all the countries that are mediators right now and that have been mediators in the past. That includes Turkey, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Bahrain, all these countries. He made phone calls to each one of them individually. And he made a very simple point that if attack happens, we will end you. Make no mistake, we are going to end each one of you. Nobody is going to be untouched, and our response will be proportionate. Meaning that if Turkey's bases are used to attack Iran, and based on that attack, if damage is serious on Iran, then Iran is going to do some serious damage to Turkey. Same threat was made to Saudi Arabia that what you have seen right now is nothing. And you have to understand that. Houthis have already made their point very clear that, boss, we have just hit couple of refineries here and there and some storage, oil storage and all that. But there is more to come. We got more rockets where that came from, so just remember this. So, so Abbas Arachi made these phone calls. Okay. Now, after this phone call, Saudis actually got the message. And Pakistanis, as always, they were like, okay, whoa, we don't want anything to do with anything. So they backed off. And Saudis, basically, MBS, comes out. If you go look into it, you will find that. Actually, I'm not cooking this story on my own, okay? This is not something I conjured out of thin air. All these proofs are there, okay? So if you just track enough, you will find it. So MBS said that whatever attack plan Donald Trump is making, MBS was not debriefed about it. There is no discussion that Saudi bases will be used or this and that. So MBS said that, I think MBS very straight up actually called Donald Trump, and he actually asked Donald Trump to call off the strike immediately. Said that MBS said on behalf of other Qatar and Bahrain and all these countries that he is not aware of Donald Trump's plan, what he's planning to do, this, that. So you will have to call off this strike, because MBS said that he's not feeling comfortable with what is going on. And you need to call off the strikes, and there are other ways to solve this. We will sort it out. Basically, the point being that the Donald Trump, when he's saying that it's Iran that asked, actually Iran didn't ask anything. Iran simply made a point to these countries that, hey, so far we haven't attacked you. We have only attacked US bases. After this, we're going after your energy infrastructure and all that. Why? Because Donald Trump was threatening to take out Iran's energy infrastructure and nuclear power plant and all that. That's what Donald Trump's plan was, at least in his head. At least that's what he thought that he can successfully do and get away with it. So Iran simply made a very clear point by calling all these countries that you will face the wrath of God. Okay? And I'm not saying this thing in support of Iran. Basically, the gist of what Abbas Arachi said to these countries was this: that the response will be proportionate, which means that we are going to hit your energy infrastructure too. So there you have it. In fact, if I go look for it, chances are that I will find that information as well, because uh, I had saved it somewhere. And also, I mean, other thing is that, see, there is no Patriot missiles or anything left for US to defend anything. Okay, and they were just not. US was just not expecting this kind of response. Okay, they were not. In fact, the plans, there have been some serious plans here that they have been doing right here. Look at this. The plan was that breaking the US and Israel are discussing a full 5,900 kilometers land blockade of Iran, uh, with the plan requiring cooperation from Iran's 7 neighboring countries: Iraq, Turkey, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, Armenia, Azerbaijan. Now they want to drag Armenia and Azerbaijan into it, according to the Telegraph. Telegraph is nothing but a British mouthpiece, so I gotta take it by the grain of salt. You don't believe all that. This confirms what a US official said yesterday, that Trump is exasperated and there was not a real strategy for how long or what they should do, as many of these countries would not agree to this. Simple: Armenia, Azerbaijan don't care about it. Afghanistan already has threatened Trump once. Then Turkmenistan is gonna do the same thing. Turkey and Iraq already, the rockets were fired from Iraq to Saudi Arabia. So we know the situation over there. Then you have Turkey. Turkey hasn't said anything. And Turkey realizes that if Iran falls, then Kurdistan is going to come after all this Kurdish fighter. They're going to come after him or Turkey. So they wouldn't want that to happen. Okay. Now, retired US 3-star Lieutenant General Sean McFarland calls a land blockade almost impossible. I mean, these people are cooking all kinds of things in their plan. So this is what I'm talking about, that there is no strategy. And officially, if you ask me, officially, winners don't ask to sign the deal. Okay. Winners don't beg to sign the deal. What Donald Trump here is doing is literally begging that, hey, sign the deal, sign the deal. What does that mean? It means that simply loser ask for deal. Okay. Now let me show you something else here. Why Saudis actually were spooked. Okay. Why Saudis made the call to Trump and said that you need to call off this strike. And now let me show you this real quick. Okay. So you might have seen this news also. The Saudi Arabia has formed a coalition of 14 nations to open Bab al-Mandeb Strait from Houthis. The list includes Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, Jordan, Somalia, and United States. Okay, these are some of the countries they are saying, at least. All right, at least that's what they are saying it. But reality of this whole thing is that they had asked almost 40 some countries. They had invited and asked for 40 some countries, and only 14 countries showed up out of those 42 or 40 some countries. Okay, that's the reality. And because these countries that showed up, they are actually being hammered. So how they're going to actually help open the strait? Bahrain and Qatar can't even open the Strait of Hormuz. How they're going to open the Bab al-Mandeb? I just don't understand the logic here. What Pakistanis are going to do? Pakistanis can't even handle their own state, or their the Kashmir issue is going on. There is protest going on. The Pakistan occupied Kashmir. The Kashmiris are actually asking for separation, that they're saying that leave us alone, we want to merge with India, that's where we belong, that's our country. Then Iran just hammered Jordan. So the 14 countries that actually signed, those are the countries literally they have been already bombed. They've been bombed by Iran already. Okay, that's what's going on. So Saudis know that there is no help. And Bab al-Mandeb being locked by Houthis, and Houthis are not going to leave it. They're not going to open it until everybody comes to terms with Iran. You have to understand that, over the past 40 years, Iranians were cooking something, and now we are seeing the result of that cooking, what they were cooking. Okay, so Houthis have actually blocked out on this side, and Iranians have blocked on the other side. They knew all these plans. So, uh, so based on all these, this is why Saudis called Americans that, hey, you need to call up this time, and that's why Donald Trump tweet, uh, did the truth social post that you saw that came out with all the lies and all the exaggeration of things. Since the World War II, more bombing than since the World War II. Come on, dude, you've been in in Iran for give take what 4 5 months, and you choked already. What about those 20 years in Afghanistan or 10 some years in Iraq? What happened to all that? So, so overall, now victory and loss is concerned, we know who's winning. Do I have to even say that thing? I'm just trying to find that uh, the news about the Arachi calling them. Arachi did make the call, but anyways, so now this is getting actually serious business. Now why? And this is getting even more serious business because the news is there that Chinese are already going to arm Iran with manpads and all that, and that's just manpad. They're gonna give more than just manpads, quite frankly. Okay, and and Russians are already providing the satellite imagery and all that. So there you have it. Now these things have spooked Donald Trump already, and these things have spooked big time. Then there is your midterm coming too. So midterm coming, gas prices are 379, 380. So and that too, that's 380, 379 are in cheaper areas. If you go in California, gas is $7 $8 right now. All right. So housing market is completely stagnant. Housing market being completely stagnant, meaning that GDP next quarter, in the next quarter, you will see GDP growth is not gonna be there. GDP will be downward spiral because housing market has a major chunk. Housing market contributes a major chunk of that share in the GDP. Okay, so because housing market is stagnant, so there will be no GDP growth, and because of all this nonsense, the gas prices are up. So inflation is gonna be up. Inflation is already up. It's just that he's manipulating the data and all that. And as you can see, that situation is so bad that Feds are not even lowering the interest rate. I mean, it's the same guy who was actually Walsh, basically. He was saying that before became the governor, he was talking all kinds of smack. He was saying that, oh, interest rate will be zero and this and that. There shouldn't be any reason why it can't be done and this and that. So you know what's coming. Okay, I'm going to talk about this at length, probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow. But for now, this is the situation, and this is why Donald Trump is panicking. He's in panic mode right now. All right, he's in panic mode. He's gonna blabber all kinds of BS here and there, and he knows that he has pissed off his own supporters at this point. So, so yeah, there is that, and this war is already lost. It's just that, just like in Afghanistan, the Afghanis basically slapped here and there, and then kicked them out from there. I don't know if you guys have seen that video. I don't know, but that's what happened. Then here also, it's just the matter of time. It's just about how you get out of there. That's the whole point. Iran's conditions are very simple. Iran is saying that you completely get out of here. You're not going to be here. There will be no bases, no more US bases, no nothing. We're going to bomb the crap out of each and every base if it's there. You have to protect Israel. That's your problem. Go figure it out. But your bases are not going to be there. That's the whole point. So, and that's the billions and billions of damage Iranians have done. And I don't think that US is going to rebuild those bases. Okay, so at this point, they are out, and where petrodollar is gonna be over. petrodollar is not gonna be there. Why? Because unless petrodollar may survive for a little bit, unless why? Because the supply chain is being redirected towards the Western Hemisphere. Okay, so unless countries like India and China, those are the main two energy consumers. So unless they figure something else out and get things from Saudis and Iranians and UAE and all that thing right there, then I think that Western Hemisphere won't get any supply chain actually. But the game will. I'll talk about that. I don't have it in my mind right now. But anyways, guys, this is it for this video. Please do like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in another video. Take care.